it up, and then in the fall I go down there and I screen it up and it comes back to my garden. So it's just total recycling. Right.
And you feed them no seeds or feed or anything like that.
Just look how beautiful they are.
Gorgeous birds.
And they're just eating nothing but, you know, see right now they're eating carrots. You see all those carrots out there eating?
Yeah.
You know?
You got your vegan birds there. Yeah, you can
see them on there. They're constantly digging all the time.
Yeah, no, they are. They root.
Which there is perfect because they're really exposing stuff and picking out every seed. Nothing escapes them.
Yeah.
So by containing it all there and then recycling it, it's just more convenient for me to have them go out every day with a rake and fill all their holes and it's a mess.
Shavings?
I put like, you know, wood shavings.
Like sawdust?
Sawdust, yeah, or like planer shavings, kind of thing I put in there. And then they manure in it. And in the spring, I'll take that out and put it in my garden. It's really nice stuff, man.
It's just, it looks a lot fluffier and lighter, and they're digging themselves into it.
See, when you watch them, they're constantly working that soil. So any weed, seed, any bug, it's history out there. So stuff coming, you saw in the film, stuff they analyze, tested, and I love everything that was in the tube was darker than on the chart. That's what came out of chicken pen. Yeah. So it was max soil. And again, this is what I love about nature. You can't improve on it. No. Yeah. You're not going to mix and blend and put. I never got anything that nice. No. And I don't do a thing. They do it all for me. Yeah. This is my soil manufacturing plant. The eggs are a bonus. Yeah. Yeah. And see, all my yard waste, all my grass clippings, all my weeds, everything, my garden, all comes here, and then goes back. Totally, you know, I mean, completely.
It's like the perfect cycle. It's so perfect.
I don't do anything. They do it all for you. And you get the benefit of those great eggs. My relationship with the creators, we had an eagle coming here that took out half my chickens. And I'm saying, now, God, what do I do? How do I deal with this? I can't shoot it. And I can't be here 24/7 watching my chickens. You know what he told me? Where's my dog? Tova! There she is. Yeah. I hear inside, put your dog at the chicken pen. And I'm arguing with God. I says, excuse me? This is a bird dog. These dogs are designed to kill chickens. They're wired for that. And he kept saying, no, put her in there. So Tova, come here. I brought her over here, you know, I sat in, and they're smart. They look at you like they hear you. I says, I need your help. I got an eagle, big, that's killing the chickens, and I need you to protect them. And I'm going to put you in that chicken pen, and you can't hurt those chickens. You've got to lay down. You can't. So I put a bar on the ground, and her in a chain. It was so cool. She just laid down. The chicken's running like she's not even there. 7 days into it, I'm over in my orchard and I hear her on her feet barking her head off, and this eagle just and it landed in the tree. It was as big as she was, but it wouldn't come down because she stood up to it. I left it in there for about 3 more weeks. Never saw the eagle again.
We got a dog that's we could do that.
Yeah, our dog will do that.
If you notice my place, I have no fences.
Yeah.
And there's deer everywhere here. There's also cougar. There's raccoon. There's bear. And my garden's not touched. It's because of that dog.
Right there. Yeah.
They're awesome.
That's what they're for.
They are incredible. I think that dog, that breed, the lab, is how they got the term man's best friend. Yeah. They just hang out with you. They're totally people pleasers. They're just awesome. Awesome dogs.
She's great.
So I would not be without. I had a golden lab, and this is a unique dog. But she's about 8 years old. But she's really stout for a female. The lady who raised her, my wife did a birth for her. She caught her baby, and so she gave. This is a pick of the litter. This dog was put on Animal Planet, and the guy said he'd never seen an example of the breed. It was such a perfect example of the breed as this dog. It was just, and she wouldn't give papers for this one. We told her we won't breed her. This is such an amazing.
She's a
really
terrific,
beautiful
really
smart
nature.
Just totally. And I'm telling you, anything that comes on here, man, she's on it. In the middle, you know, so when the bear comes at night, it's so cool. She'll go at 10 o'clock. She'll be in the parking, and if I go out there with her, she'll go with me. She won't go out on her own, but she'll let me know when it's here. And I go out there and run her off. She's just like so in tune. This is such a blessing to have.
And you have cougars here.
Yeah, cougars. Well, cougars would take the chickens out if it wasn't for that dog. Oh, they'd go right over that fence in a second, you know.
Appetizers.
Raccoons took my chickens out.
So you don't put your chickens in the coop
at night? I close it at night because the dog sleeps at night.
Yeah.
You know, so I do close them at night. But they're out all day, you know. And now that the dog took care of the eagle, then I'm really good, you know. It's no problem. Nothing's bothering me.
Let's see, we could have chickens. Again, Yuki could take care of the eagles.
Chickens are just, I mean, to me, they're just such an asset.
Oh, they're
Look at them.
wonderful.
They're constantly,
Yeah,
digging,
yeah.
picking. There isn't a weed seed out there. I mean, nothing survives in that
Yeah.
place. Nothing live, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just, and again, you see, by just feeding them the organic,
Yeah.
they're always, there's nothing, it's not like they're overweight. They're not like, oh, I'm going to sit on this fat green.
Yeah,
They're always
no.
motivated to get
Yeah.
something, so they're really working, so
Yeah.
they're very, very, employed there. They're
Yeah, all that chicken feed is all genetic modified.
This is what's so scary. People don't understand there's nothing in the store today. Soybean,
Yeah.
cotton, canola,
all of it,
corn.
canola.
It's
It's
not.
all genetically modified.
And if you look at all processed food, corn's in everything. I mean, I'm telling you,
can't
there's
avoid it.
nothing in the store safe.
I was looking at. I wanted to buy some tuna fish a couple of months ago, and I read my labels.
reads her
Yeah.
labels.
Yeah. They've got soy. Soy, it's genetic modified, and they're putting. Now, why are they putting soy in our tuna fish?
It's just, I'm telling you, it's come to the place. This is why it's so important for young people to get it, man. If you're not growing your food and know where it's coming from, NASH,
Yeah.
Get sick.
you're gonna get sick.
Yeah.
It's gonna take you out.
Yeah.
And this is not accidental.
No,
I'm
it's
telling
not.
you, this is
It's a
is
plan.
intentional.
It's an agenda.
This is an agenda.
Yeah.
So idea about the chicken. See, all my grass clippings is great nutrition, very good high nitrogen. All goes there. They eat what they want, and they keep working up, and then I bring it back to my garden.
What about like eggshells? I've heard
Eggshells
yes
are great.
and no.
See, the chickens want those because that's what gives them
More
calcium.
eggshells.
That's not
They
like
want
a
eggshells.
cannibalism kind of a thing.
It's a recycle. It's more recycling. This kind of. I give
Yeah,
all
they
my
need-
eggshells back to the chickens.
Yeah, they need the eggshells.
And if you don't
Yeah.
give them eggshells, the commercial growers go buy oyster shells because
Yeah.
if you don't, they won't have hard shells.
Yeah.
I heard somebody in a video I saw has gravel in a dish.
Well, they have to
I
have
guess the
grit.
same.
They have to have grit because you see, they don't have a digestive system like we do. They have the gravel actually breaks down the food for them, kind of thing. So they have to have, but if they're outside on dirt, it's all
I want
there.
to get busy.
So you don't need to if
I don't
they.
put any gravel in it. It's all on the ground. Again, in nature,
Oh, wow.
no one's putting out gravel.
Right.
And I said pheasants,
I don't think
wild
we're gonna
turkeys
go
live
there.
great. And all they do is eat live food and dirt. And breeds.
hmm
And the best place to get them in the United States is a company called Murray McMurray Hatchery.
So you have them flown in or shipped in?
It's so cool. You order these chickens, and they come in a little box in the post office. They call you 6 o'clock in the morning. And you got these 30 chickens in this box. They're all as happy as they can be. No food, no water, and they're just awesome. The male's amazing, But I tell you what's interesting about this company is that we have a place here in Senex Co-op that gave them some of the hatchery, and people get them, and the chickens are really flighty, and these are such mellow, nice birds. And I just sense when you read their book, their catalog, this is a family operation, been around for almost 100 years. They're really in tune to the chickens, and they have probably the biggest amount of breeds of any hatchery, and it's amazing all they have. And what I found is I've got a couple of breeds here that are. I have some a lady put up an ad in the paper that says she wanted to get rid of all these chickens, so I took a whole bunch. That's what the black ones are. But these red ones are called Red Star, and they come from what's that? It's a red chicken. I'm trying to think of the name. Anyway, what's nice about them is that when it's really cold in the winter, I don't use any lights or any heat. And last year it was 8 degrees out here, and they were laying eggs every day.
Really?
So they're really good for winter laying. Now these white ones are, for the money, the most economical bird to raise. They're called white Leghorns, and for feed to egg ratio, they are superior. They eat very little food. They're small birds, and they lay the hugest white egg you ever saw. They're the biggest egg, eat the least amount of food, and the smallest birds. So they're amazing economically. But during the winter, they don't do as well as the Red Star. So that's my two favorite breeds are the Red Star for winter laying, and then the white Leghorns, just because they're just such huge, nice big eggs, and they don't eat much.
Now, how many years worth of egg laying really do you get out of them?
They'll do 3 real well, and I never kill my chickens. There's some old ones in here that I just let them die on their own kind of things because I don't care. But got 3 good years of laying. That's and then some of them will go a little bit longer than that, depending on the variety. But that's about 3 good years. So what I do is every 3 years I'll get a new batch. And then I'll just bring them all in, and the old ones just fade out. And just keep
So you just buy any batch, or you don't breed them?
I get 30 at a time. you know, and I get the little chicks, and then I raise them up, and you're 6 months before they start laying.
Mm.
And that can be very costly if you're buying store-bought stuff. This is the advantage of having a good garden, you know, and raising all these good, you know, look, see all those carrots. You see, I have unlimited space to grow stuff, so I just intentionally plant root vegetables in, you know, the 1st of August just for my chickens all winter. You know, I have plenty for myself, but it's so easy to grow stuff here, so I'm growing stuff just for them, so I have to buy food. And this is way superior food than that dead, you know, genetically modified organisms. I mean, corn, all corn
Right.
today is genetically modified. So you're feeding your animals that, you're eating that stuff, so you're killing yourself. It's just not safe. And so it's just, you know, we live in a time where it's just, if you're not raising your own food, it's just questionable whether it's safe to eat.
Now you have, let's say, 30-ish chickens,
I think about 35 out here now.
and let's say they lay maybe 5 eggs a week. I mean, that's a lot of eggs. What do you?
No, it's not 5 eggs. In April, these young ones are coming in. I'm gonna be getting like over 2 dozen a day.
So you just save them, or?
No, my wife is a midwife, and these women come here. They really can't get good food. We have no trouble getting rid of them. And you see my dog, how nice his hair looks. She eats 2 eggs every day. Cats eat eggs.
Really?
Because again, it's really good. Look how nice her hair is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's because, you know, it's way better food than I can buy. And so why not just feed them my own stuff? And so we use them. And I eat, you know, 3-4 eggs every day. You know, because there's no cholesterol in them. They don't have. They're not a problem because they're organic. They're how eggs are supposed to be. So they're really good food. So it's just I have abundance. I eat a lot. You know, so it's just. We have no problem getting rid of them. My kids come. I have 7 kids, and some live in Seattle. They come up here in the summer and get eggs, and so we get rid of them just fine.
Now I saw in there you have what, 8 nesting boxes?
Yeah.
And is that a good ratio for?
It's just what I you know.
It's just what you have.
What fit. You know, just when I built.
And they all fit in there?
Oh yeah, they don't all lay at once. You know,
No, I mean, but like on the perches and that kind of
they all
stuff.
fit in there. It's fine. They sit up on top of those boxes, and yeah, they all
And you don't worry about like covering the windows or something in the cold. I mean, it's half snowing right now.
Yeah, and like I say, 8 degrees out here. These red stars are laying every day with no light, no heat. And again, my feeling is I want them to adjust to life. And so if I make it soft for them, they're going to be weak. You know, we get strong with resistance and with enduring and with adapting. So I want them to be strong chickens. So why make it easy for me? I want, you know, on the other hand, I want to provide them with good food, a good environment to live in, but I want them to face life, you know, and become, you know, competent, strong animals.
Now, what's the electrical box on the side of your?
Oh, when I didn't have the dog, the cougars. See, I had electrical fence around here because
Oh,
the cougars
okay,
come and
I
kill
see
my
it now.
children. When I got the dog, I just didn't need it anymore.
Right. You have any questions about chickens and whatnot? You have any questions about anything?
The
Are you done for
chickens,
the day?
like I say, to me, I couldn't imagine not having them because they serve. You know, you create. You know, look at all these. You know, these are my broccoli plants. This is how the size they were. You know, so you know, in a garden you create such a huge amount of material. It's nice to be able to get rid of, and they deal with it all, and then they give you back this incredible soil, and it's stuff in there just like 1.5 feet deep, the most beautiful, rich soil that I screen out and put back in my garden. So it's just wonderful to recycle. So just to me, it's like this is a part of the garden I couldn't imagine not having.
You overplant some stuff like the root vegetables and stuff like that
See, root vegetables are really very nutritious. A lot of minerals in them. This is, I told you this, but you never want to buy root vegetables today unless they're organically grown. Because farmers will intentionally plant carrots in their fields that have heavy metals and a lot of toxic you know, residue from their chemical fertilizers to clean up the soil.
Really?
See, root vegetables take everything out of the ground and store it in their tissues. And so I'm saying that all the carrots that are not organically grown, beets, parsnips, rutabagas, turnips, are major toxics today if they're not organic because they're cleaning up. They take all the garbage out of the soil and store it in the tissue. So, but on the other hand, it's a very rich food if it's grown in good soil because it stores everything in it. It's very, very potent with minerals. And so why I like the root vegetables for the chickens is during the wintertime they need you know, really good food. So the root vegetables are very, very high source of, you know,
for the winter.
For the winter. And then potatoes, I get a lot of my potatoes too, you know. I go, you know, so all that stuff I get. When I get down there and finish getting the rest of the potatoes, chickens will get all of this, because I got plenty, you know, kind of So but just again, and then anything in the house that doesn't, you know, if you have a meal you can't eat it all, you don't feel bad. It's not like you're throwing it away. You give it to them, give it back in eggs. So nothing's wasted when you have chickens.
You wouldn't give them like meat or noodles or something,
Everything,
would you?
everything we don't eat comes to them because I'm not eating anything that's bad, and they'll deal with all of it. They love it. You know, they love it. You know, anything that I don't
So
eat.
you don't compost any of
No,
your,
at all. See, compost. This is my compost. This is where it's all happening, and there's the end result. It's finished, total topsoil.
See, she didn't get to see that part of the video yet.
You see, and people work so hard in these. And I always say, if you look at those compost bins and stuff, the grass underneath it is the greenest in your whole place. What's saying is that all that good compost tea is you're losing. It's not staying in the compost. It's running out, and it's wasted right there. So put the compost where it's going to end up, and then just save it. And so these guys here are my major composting element. You know, they're producing eggs for the food, and then at the end result, I have this beautiful topsoil. So it's just, it cuts out all my work. I don't have to shift anything and move it and just dump it here, and they deal with it all. You know, you'll come back tomorrow. There won't be any of these carrots. They'll be gone.
Oh, really? They'll eat it that fast?
I put it here this morning. They totally they get with it.
Wow, that must be a lot of vegetables that you have to throw out here then for...
But you saw in the film that wheelbarrow loads of my spinach. I mean, this place produces... You know, my challenge is here. Things produce too much, you know, and I can't contain them. I love it. You know, it's so awesome because it's just such an abundance.
Is there anything that they... Is there anything they shouldn't eat? We have a, what is it, a cherry tree in the backyard?
Like for instance, rhubarb. The leaves are poisonous. When I throw it in here because I'm trying to get rid of it, they just leave it. They won't touch it. They know instinctively. They are smart critters. And I'll tell you, they've taught me a lot about food value. I raise the nicest lettuce out here. It's beautiful. And my lettuce is the only thing I thin. So I don't thin my everything else because the ground is so soft it can just push it out of the way. But lettuce, if you get leaves touching, they turn kind of mildew and funky. So they need airspace. So I thin my lettuce. I'm taking this like $3 a pound beautiful tender lettuce out. Got this whole wheelbarrow full of. I go over to my kale and I break off these old stems of the kale and I dump it in my chickens and I watch my chickens kick all the lettuce away and start eating the kale. So I stop. I says, I'm going to learn something here.
Kale's very nutritious.
Exactly, and they know that. No one sent them to school. They instinctively know what has the most. After the kale's all eaten, they ate the lettuce, but they went for it first, and that speaks to me about the food value. You know, even though the lettuce may look prettier, may taste better, I'm realizing that if I really want energy and life and food value, it's in those dark green leafies, that kale. And I don't have to read it in a book. These guys tell me. They show you. So I'm saying, you know, you really get a major education. I'm telling you, they're really, you learn so much from animals because they work on instinct. This is like my dog. She won't eat a store-bought apple. She eats my apples all day long out of the orchard. She pulls carrots out of the ground, stands on the ground in the grass, eats it down like a bone. If I buy them from the store, she won't eat them. That tells me something. This is not safe to eat. My dog knows. You know, and so it's just, I mean, they're really, they're great to have around to educate you because they're more in tune than we are, you know. And then another thing extra I can't use, I feed them my chickens. So, see, nothing's wasted when you have chickens. That's the cool thing about the chickens, that you don't feel like anything's lost. Nothing's, you know, thrown away. It's all recycled. And it's just such a you know, cool mindset because you hate to waste, you know. So this just...
So whatever they don't eat, just compost into the
whatever
soil.
and you look at the stuff they're digging in, that beautiful black stuff. Like I say in the film, the stuff they tested, which maxed all of them, is what came out of here. So this is like, you know, and again, it just makes sense. All this good organic material that they're just constantly working. See, they're out there, and any weed seeds, anything, they pick them all out. These guys, there's nothing they're missing. They're tracking anything that's edible, they find it in there, you know. So it's completely like this perfect material, totally weed-free, awesome stuff, and they do it all. And it turns from this coarse stuff that you couldn't, you know, you'd have to really, you know, if you run through a chip or whatever to make nice, they do it all for you for free. So it's just, you know, it's a very economical, you know, effective system.